Hi everyone, Christopher, Mono County Library Director and co-host of the Oxygen Starved podcast. I'm back with another Book Talk Friday where I'm going to chat about a couple of great books you can check out with your library card, one old and one new. Now if you're looking behind me, you realize I'm not in the library. I've invited you into my home on purpose. I wanted to point out with your library card and the internet and a device or a laptop or computer, you can download an ebook or e-audiobook to check out and read anywhere. So I've gone through our e-collections and chosen a couple of great mysteries to tell you about today. Let's start with the new, All the Devils Are Here by Louise Penny. This title is from a Shakespeare play, The Tempest. The line is, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here." Louise Penny is a best-selling Canadian mystery author. She's been writing bestsellers for well over a decade and a half now. This is her 16th outing with Chief Inspector Gamache. And in this story, instead of setting it in the small town of Three Pines in Canada, like she usually does, she is taking Gamache and his librarian wife to the City of Light. They are visiting family in Paris and awaiting the birth of a grandchild. Mystery novel, homicide detective, something bad's gonna happen and a body turn up, even though they're on the other side of the Atlantic. That's what happens. And then all the thrills of a mystery plot unfold with Penny's typically delicious and deft handling. What I also love about this novel is that Penny clearly loves Paris itself. She makes it a character in the story. You feel like you're walking down the broad boulevards with the sun on your back. You're smelling the bread baking and the coffee percolating. You are appreciating the art and the architecture that she weaves into the story. When this book came out last fall, rave reviews from every corner, and many of those reviewers pointed out if you've never read Louise Penny before, All the Devils Are Here is a good one to start with. You'll then want to go back and reread all the previous Gamaches, and you'll wait with bated breath for the 17th Gamache novel, which comes out later this year. So this is the new. Now let's chat about the old, which I got from our Hoopla collection on the online library menu. The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. I'm showing it to you on a laptop, but you can read it on a device just like the other one. Now, Raymond Chandler is the godfather of hard-boiled crime noir writing. He was most active from the 1930s through the 1950s. The Big Sleep came out in 1939, and caveat, it is very much a novel of its time and of its place. It wouldn't be written in the same way today because our sensitivities are different. So just, have your eyes a little bit open when you read this if you haven't read Chandler before. Now, The Big Sleep is the one where he introduces his most famous detective, Private Eye Philip Marlowe, that cynical, gruff, hard-boiled and direct private eye who has that underlying sense of justice and a heart of gold. The plot of The Big Sleep is famously complex and a little problematic. In it, an aging general hires Marlowe to investigate who is blackmailing his young daughter Carmen, who is running with some bad crowd. Now, among the cast of Southern California blackmailers and con men is Carmen's older sister, Vivian, whose head is a little bit more on her shoulders and who may or may not be involved in the bad stuff herself. Marlowe has to unravel all of this. Now, what pulls people into a Chandler novel isn't so much the plot, especially plots that double back on themselves. It's the writing. Chandler writes with a very distinct voice, one that is sardonic, wry, and descriptive. In this book, he really transports you to 1930s Los Angeles, where rich people almost rub shoulders with grifters, where sprawling mansions were just a short distance away from seedy apartments, and where the growing, bustling city was beginning to push on the fragrant orange groves that surrounded it. Many people will also recognize The Big Sleep from its movie adaptations. There were more than one. The most famous was with Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, directed by Howard Hawks, which happens to be one of my favorite movies of all time. Both The Big Sleep and All the Devils Are Here by Louise Penny are available to check out with your library card from our online library collections, or you can go to our libraries and find the physical books and check those out as well. And we have the Louise Penny and audiobook as well. This is a great point for me to mention that starting next week, the libraries will reopen for limited on-site browsing, so you can come back in and pick your own books, which we are so happy about. We really missed you. In the meantime, stay safe and happy reading.